If you have a dog in North Carolina, you already know there are just so many incredible places to get out and explore together. So let's get right into a practical look at how to find a great trainer so you and your pup can enjoy everything this state has to offer with confidence.
And really, that's what it's all about, isn't it? Being able to take a nice, relaxing stroll down Charlotte's Rail Trail or enjoying the view on the Wilmington Riverwalk without a constant tug of war on the leash. We're going to walk through how to find the training that makes all of North Carolina's awesome dog-friendly spots a genuine pleasure to visit.
Okay, so first up, before we get into trainers and methods, let's just picture the end goal. What we're aiming for is a dog that is happy, comfortable, and well-mannered in all the real-world places you actually go.
So what does that actually look like here in North Carolina? Well, it means your dog can keep it together, even with all the sights and sounds of a busy street. It means they can chill out on a brewery patio or walk nicely on a crowded greenway. The best trainers are going to focus on these real-world situations, and they do it using positive, reward-based methods. Now that we have a picture of what a well-behaved Carolina dog looks like, the next step is to think specifically about your dog. Before you even start looking for a trainer, it's a huge help to figure out exactly what you two need to work on. For the most part, training goals fall into one of two big buckets. On one side, you've got basic obedience. This is all about those foundational, everyday skills that most puppies and family dogs need. Then you have behavior modification, which is a more specialized approach for tackling tougher issues like fearfulness or leash activity. Just knowing which path you're on helps narrow the search quite a bit. And beyond those two main paths, the training itself comes in a few different flavors. You've got puppy classes, which are all about early socialization. There's day training, where a pro works with your dog while you're busy. There are even those intensive board and train programs. And of course, there's very specialized training for things like service and therapy dog work. Okay, so you've figured out what your dog needs. Now for the big part, choosing the right person to help you. Let's dig into what you should really be looking for when you're sizing up a trainer. Really, the two biggest things to look for are focus on positive, reward-based training and professional credentials. You know that alphabet soup you sometimes see after a trainer's name? It can look a little confusing, but it actually tells you a lot about their education and how serious they are about their profession. So let's clear up some of those letters. For instance, if you see CPDTK, that means the trainer passed a big exam on training theory and ethics. KPA CTP means they've gone through some pretty intensive training on positive reinforcement specifically. These aren't just random letters, they show a real, verifiable level of knowledge. And the whole idea behind those top-tier certifications is positive reinforcement. It's a pretty simple but powerful concept. You just reward the behaviors you want your dog to do more often. Not only does this build a really strong, trusting bond, but it also works incredibly well for getting reliable behavior in those busy, real-world North Carolina spots we've been talking about. So once you've found a few trainers who seem like a good fit, they're positive, they've got credentials, it's time to get down to the practical side of things. Let's talk about what costs look like and, just as important, what you need to ask before making a decision. Here's a general idea of the costs you might see around North Carolina. Group classes are usually the most budget-friendly way to get started. On the other end, a board and train program is a serious investment, but it's designed for faster, more immersive learning. And as you might guess, prices are often a little higher around bigger cities like Charlotte and Raleigh. But finding the right person is about more than just their resume or their prices. It's about making sure their approach clicks with you and your dog. And to figure that out, you have to ask the right questions. Think of this as your little interview checklist. Ask them to explain their methods. A good trainer will be happy to talk about their education, how they'll create a plan specifically for your dog, and how you'll both know you're making progress. And definitely listen closely to that last one. What you do every day between your lessons is where the magic really happens. All right, you've picked your trainer, and you're getting started. This is where it all comes together. Now we get to the fun part. Taking those new skills out into the world and really starting to enjoy life in North Carolina with your dog. I mean, just picture it. A nice, calm walk on the Blue Ridge Parkway. Your dog greeting someone politely on the beach at Cape Hatteras instead of jumping all over them. You could be practicing at a dog park in Raleigh or just working on settling calmly while you grab a drink at a local brewery. These are the moments that make all the training worth it. That's really the key, consistent practice in real places. That's how you build a reliable, happy companion who can go anywhere with you.
We wish you the best of luck in your search, because having that dog by your side makes every single outing, whether it's just at home, around the block, or exploring every corner of this beautiful state, so much more enjoyable for everyone.